The COVID-19 pandemic has created a significant shift in the workforce. We've talked about it a lot. The Great Resignation, differing childcare needs, work from home flexibility. Well, now a new survey reported here first by NBC News this morning is showing the specific impact on women and the fact that working women are experiencing a burnout epidemic. NBC News correspondent Ali Vitali joins us now with more on this. Hey, Ali, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. You know, we reported on this study last year, and the conversation was that it was a perfect storm moment for women because of the pandemic's pressures, combined with parenting pressures, combined with the need for them to stay at work. Now, what this study is showing us is that it's a burnout epidemic, sort of lending to the idea that the more things change, the more they may stay the same for working women. Watch.
How would you say you feel right now about the way you're juggling it all?
Exhausted. I'd like a long vacation.
The last year has been a mixed bag for Maryland mom Julia Martin.
Being able to work from home still is really helpful in that respect because it does let me spend a little bit more time with my kids and be a little bit more flexible when they have to stay home. But I think that pressure is still there.
We first talked about that pressure a year ago, at the height of a national reckoning with the pandemic's negative impact on working women.
I think there's a lot of pressure on women to work like there's no other consideration, and a lot of pressure on them to make sure they're spending quality time with their kids.
But what one survey described last year as a perfect storm raging against women because of the pandemic is now a burnout epidemic.
That's not exactly an inspiring trend.
It's not an inspiring trend.
A survey of 5,000 women in 10 countries shows widespread burnout. 53% of women saying their stress levels are higher than they were a year ago, with mental health lagging and work-life balance nearly non-existent. All this leading women to look outside their current jobs, continuing a worrying trend of corporate drift and resignations.
For employers, it's a massive drawback. I mean, for employers that want to retain amazing women, this is a challenge.
I'm optimistic that I can stay where I am, but I certainly know other moms who are changing jobs because they've found that their workplaces are less flexible, or quitting because they don't feel like they can keep up with the demands of going into the office in person.
How women are working now is also an essential factor. Despite widespread talk about flexible work policies, only 33% of women said their employers offer it. And a staggering 94% fear it would impact their career progression if they asked for it. Even then, flexible hours and hybrid work models could fix one problem while creating another, allowing caregivers, who are predominantly women, the ability to work from home while also excluding them from other important aspects of in-office life.
Are you going to end up with those being the individuals that do not go into the workplace, that are the ones that are dialing in to meetings? And if so, what's going to happen? Are they going to feel excluded? Guess what? 60% of the women that work in a hybrid way tell us they've already felt exclusion.
Now some moms wondering if the last year of talk was just that.
I feel like we had a lot of conversations and moms were very honest about how stressed we are and how burned out we are, and nothing has changed from a policy level, from a public health standpoint.
Do you feel like women are still at the forefront of that conversation?
Oh, absolutely not. I feel like women are being told either overtly or tacitly, well, you'll figure it out.
Guys, I got to tell you, I was looking for the bright spots in this survey as someone who has covered the impact of the pandemic on women over the course of the last 2 years extensively. I even asked Emma from Deloitte, what are the bright spots to you? It was hard for her to find them. There is one metric, for example, that they use in this study. They poll the women on if their workplaces meet certain metrics of making them feel seen, heard, a good culture that allows them to be parents and also working women. There were only 4% of the companies that met that metric last year. This year, it's up to 5%, so progress, but it's still just so slow. And I think hearing Julia, who I spoke to a year ago, talk again about how we had this whole national conversation around what it means to be female in this pandemic moment, and the fact that she's feeling like she's just left back out there on her own, it's really unsettling, and it just shows a much longer term problem here that American society and frankly the global society are going to have to contend with if we want to keep women an active part of this workforce.
Absolutely, yeah. 1% change there, as you said, not exactly a bright spot. Yeah. Such important reporting. Ali, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.